To my surprise, the Ubisoft devs actually responded to the Save Siege movement. They saw that content creators were complaining, so they organized a call for, it was about 20 of us to hop on and talk to the devs about our big concerns. And then after the call was done, they posted a social media update explaining what they're working towards and their plans for the future. Throughout this video, I'm going to talk about my experience in the call and how I feel afterwards, but I'll summarize it right now. I am not hopeful. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's typical Varsity, always complaining. But I am genuinely fighting to try to keep this game alive. And throughout this process, it just feels so disconnecting when the devs don't seem to understand what needs to be done right now. And everything is always coming soon. One thing I can talk about now is that the reason I was late to stream today is because I was in a meeting with Ubisoft about Siege. And they just posted basically a lot that was talked about in the meeting. With this whole Save Siege movement, with content creators threatening to leave the game, Ubisoft was like, we need to do something. And so they had a meeting with us, and they talked about a lot of different stuff. Not really too much to say other than what's in this post right here. I can't say I'm like crazy hyped or anything has changed. It just feels like a lot of the same. We'll go over what they said. First thing they're going to talk about, anti-cheat. We recognize that there's been a surge of cheaters and cheat makers, actually rather, since the free access launch. We'll be investing more resources into Shield Guard and targeting high-profile cheat makers through advancements in cheat detection. So my concern is that they say they're investing more resources into Shield Guard. We've heard that before and nothing has changed. Literally every single time they talk about Shield Guard, they talk about anti-cheat, they're like, we have so many good things planned. They even told me some of the stuff they had planned and none of it has come to fruition. And every time we talk about this, they're always like, we're working on it. I understand they can't say too much because the more they say, the more cheat makers can use it against them. But it's just like, when are we actually going to get something substantial? When they say investing more resources, I also assume this means hiring more anti-cheat developers. And the reason I say this is because today, while we were talking about anti-cheat in the meeting, I looked up and I saw that Ubisoft has right now a job posting for the anti-cheat team lead, which makes me wonder one of two things. So one, Adrian, who was in charge of the team, has either left, which means that there's now a spot open, or two, he now changed roles and now they're hiring someone to replace him. But either way, when the anti-cheat team lead position is vacant, that is concerning for me. Anyways, moving on. For balancing, we've heard the updates can feel like all nerfs, no buffs, so we're changing up our approach when unexpected metas form and we'll prioritize a fun experience. This I can say a little bit more about. So they talked about it in the meeting, and as far as they've said to us, we are allowed to talk about everything in the meeting except for like one or two things. And the next season update will have a lot more balancing. It'll have buffs, nerfs, it'll have a lot of everything. So there will be a lot more to do next season. But I feel like that's a bit too little too late. They did mention, I can't remember specifics of what they said, but they did mention they will be doing some changes for the mid-season, like the full mid-season patch. Because we already had two patches, both of them nerfed Denari. And then now they're going to do another patch where they're going to do a few more changes. But I don't think it's much. I think it's like one or two. It's cool that they're working on nerfs, buffs, everything for the next season, but like that's 2 months away. And we gotta fucking just endure this for 2 more months where nothing's gonna change. So yeah, it is rough. I'm happy that they're looking to actually bump up the numbers of buffs and nerfs and just overall balancing to make it feel like there's more things to play. But I think they're still acting too slow. If it were me, if I were in charge of Ubisoft or of Vantage Studios and I was in charge of Siege, I would have pushed for a large balancing change in the mid-October patch. I would have been like, minimum, we're doing like 5 or 6 buffs. And just, I don't care if it changes the meta. I don't care how it affects Pro League. Just fucking throw out a bunch of buffs because we need something. But instead, they're still waiting. And it's the classic Ubisoft of just, oh, like, just wait and see. Like, oh, it's coming soon. And it's like, how long are people willing to wait and wait and wait for all the stuff that keeps coming soon? We need it now. For Ranked 2.0 hasn't hit the mark yet, so we're actively developing what we call Ranked Overhaul. In other words, they don't want to call it Ranked 3.0 because that would be admitting defeat that Ranked 2.0 was bad. We've already started consulting players, and workshops will take place during the Munich majors. We are finding it for the first half of year 11. Again, they didn't say that we can't talk about this, so the small things that they've told me is that they're readjusting how matchmaking works. So it's not just your hidden MMR, there will be a few other factors, like your visible rank as well as like the size of your squad. So like 5 stacks will be more likely to face 5 stacks. If you're a hidden MMR champ like me, but you're currently in silver, you'll be more likely to face low visible rank players who are also champ, which makes a bit more sense because having someone who's in silver, champ hidden MMR, facing champs in champ hidden MMR isn't fair because they care a lot more and they're doing a lot more. I don't care as much, and it's just an unfair experience. And then for new content, going forward, we're adjusting our approach to bring each season to life with meteor launches and mid-season updates that truly refresh the core 5v5 experience and keep the meta evolving. So they're saying that moving forward, bigger updates, more substantial updates, so we actually feel like stuff is happening. But here's my concern, and here's my issue. Again, too little, too late. If they want this to actually have an impact, they need to do it right now. The next update that comes out in 2 weeks or 1 week or whenever it is, they need to do this now. I don't care about the issues that could cause. You need to do it now. Because it's with Siege and the dev team, it's all about it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Bro, we already lost 50% of the players that we gained from Siege X. Or not even the ones that we gained. We lost 50% of the players we had overall after Siege X launched. We went from a 90,000, or it was like 99,000 average player base to 7K. That is terrible. And for Siege X, which is supposed to be the big thing that brought everyone back, to have everyone just leave so quickly after, and like even creators now are like, oh, I'm going to leave, I'm going to go play Battlefield, oh, I'm going to go play Arc Raiders, oh, I'm going to go play Tarkov. Like, if creators don't even want to stay, why are people going to stay waiting for an update that comes out in like 6 months, 9 months? Let alone even for next season update, it's 2 months away. How many people are going to wait for 2 months so that the game that they want to play is fun again? Not many. Can we switch from free to play paid? They'll never go back on that. So they have a whole blog post, but I don't think it really says much more than what we have here. Actually, it does. So the more specifics for anti-cheat, their next steps are going to target high-profile cheat makers and the use of single notorious cheat products through advancements in cheat detection. So basically just trying to shut down the big guys. They want to disrupt marketplace exploits and issue permanent bans to players using these exploits. I don't know what that means, but sure. In patch 3.3, they'll be reverting Denari's nerf. We reacted a little too quickly on tuning him based on what we saw on the test server. Additionally, the Glaive 12 will be buffed. So as far as I'm aware, those are the only 2 things coming in patch 3.3, which is, it's cool that they're buffs, but like, that is not enough stuff. That's supposed to be apparently the full mid-season patch, even though we already got a mid-season patch with balancing changes. The full mid-season patch is going to be 2 buffs, and one of them is just a reverting of a nerf. It's not even a buff, it's just going back on it. So actually, here they don't say, is this year 10 season 4 or is this patch 3.3? They say Solus will be getting her impact grenades back to make her more fun to play, but I can't tell if that's from year 10 season 4 or patch 3.3. So maybe a 3rd buff, but even then, 3 buffs, technically only 2 buffs in a mid-season patch is not enough. That is so little. And then for year 10 season 4, they confirm Thermite, Hibana, and Maverick will all be receiving buffs, so that Ace has more competition. And then they'll also get the testing grounds, which is cool, but we'll see what they actually end up doing with it, because unless they do some crazy stuff, people aren't really going to care. Okay, so here they actually announce the things that I said before. You'll be queuing against rank and squad sizes, and then even, this so pissed me off, we aim to have ranked overhaul live in the first half of year 11. So it's not even promised that ranked overhaul is coming into year 11. Is like, it's just like, it might be there. Like, I understand that devs are people, they need time, they need a work-life balance and stuff, but like, Ubisoft as a whole is a 20,000 person company. Siege, from the last I heard, has 1,000 developers on it, or like people working on Siege as a whole. How is it going to take them 4 years to fix ranked? And even then, it's not promised, because Ranked 2.0 came out in year 7 season 4. We're about to go into year 11, and they're hoping that they'll have something for then. 4 years to fix something that they broke is just so unacceptable. And what upsets me is that if we go back to like Denari, them reverting the nerf, and then with rank 2.0 they're like slightly gonna revert some stuff. This isn't even new stuff. This is just them going back on stuff that they already said. That is not content. That is not great for us, because it's just like, okay, cool. Our updates are just, you're going back to what it was before. That's not new. That's not interesting. That's just, now we're back to where we were. We need more stuff. I'm pissed. What also upsets me is that they're trying to push all this stuff for year 10 season 4, and yet for the last 3 seasons we've had nothing. Even the Siege X season was like, cool, Siege X happened, it's now 2 weeks in and we're out of ideas. So it's like, if they had all this stuff, why did they not push it out sooner? And why do they take so fucking long to push anything out? This goes back to that one YouTube video that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, where with Siege, it's nerf or nothing. They only nerf stuff, and then like their only buffs are just reverting stuff. Like, just give us something. I don't even think the Siege community is asking for a whole lot. We don't ask for a crazy amount. Sure, there's people who are like, just fix cheating, just fix it, and they don't know what they're talking about, but like, just asking for more content is not that hard. Like, it's so easy for them to do, and they just don't want to do it. Or they do, but they're taking so long to do it. Just give us more. Battlefield 6 is about to be collecting big Siege streamers like Infinity Stones. It feels like it. Like, I hate to be so negative about Siege all the time. Like, I genuinely want to be more positive about it, but when this is the state of the game, and even when they say they're listening, it still feels like they're not listening, it is not good. And I'll be honest, in that call, I told them this. I said to them, I was like, now that content creators are finally threatening to leave, it feels like they're finally like, okay, we'll listen. But it's like, we have been complaining about this for years, and every single time, all they ever say is just, we're working on it. I don't want to hear we're working on it. I want to see results. I want to see them actually care. Maybe this is a bold claim to say, but I feel like if they actually cared, we'd get a lot more stuff with this mid-season patch rather than just 2 buffs, maybe. Feels awful. And I understand now why a lot of creators want to move to Battlefield. I don't think Battlefield 6 is going to be like a long-term solution for Siege creators. I think after like a month or two, content will kind of run dry in that, but I am going to like still play it and have fun. I want to play the game. I want to try something other than Siege, because it is just such a bad state. I hope people will watch when I play Battlefield 6, but I know a lot of people are still just like, no, Siege is all I care about, even though it feels like they don't care at all. The fact that the whole like movement of creators actually threatening to leave, and then this is all we get, is just very disappointing. And like, again, I was honest with them. I said, people are leaving, how are you going to get them back? And they're like, you know, we're working on the game, and we have good ideas and blah blah, but it's like, none of that matters if you're going to take way too long to react. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but if I were them, I would have pushed a massive balancing change for 3.3. They could all just be number tweaks. They could all just be like increasing the amount of gadgets people have and stuff, and that would still be fine. What happened to the point of Siege X? Weren't we supposed to get more content after Operation Prep Phase? We have gotten even less than before, and modernized maps are a huge letdown. So in the call, they did talk about that a bit, where they're like, we have a lot of plans for content, but they were like, but you know, we're trying to balance the dev team so that they're not, you know, stressed or like overworked about this. But I'm like, I get that, but like, if you have to give up content just to keep the devs not like dying from work, then hire more devs. I don't know, like, I know too many cooks is a thing, but like, if the devs can't handle the workload, bring in more devs. Or, I don't want to be mean when I say this, replace them. I don't know, like, if you can't get the work done, just, I don't know. It pisses me off. All that complaining, and all we get is 2 buffs. Here's your fucking crumbs, community. Enjoy them. Now, at this point, I was pretty much done ranting about this, but then Priest joined. He wasn't on the call with me, so he asked me to give him a rundown, and then he reacted to what I was saying. At the end of the day, no matter what we want or what we like suggest, usually the response we get from Ubi is just, we understand what you mean and we like your idea, and then it never gets implemented and nothing ever comes of it.
And like, and even if there is some truth to what they're doing, like maybe they are starting to work on it, but like development takes a long time. Like, so by the end of this meeting, let's say they start next week, they're not gonna like we can't expect them to be done
So
anytime soon. You
I
know,
almost
because
like disagree to a degree about that, because at this point, with how bad everything has been, like I don't care what you have to do. You have to just ramp things up right now. There
yeah,
is no
I
excuse of
agree.
like dev time's going to take too long. Like I don't fucking care. Do it
I don't. I
now.
mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't care either. Because right now, okay, let's say let's pretend we're UB execs or devs.
Yeah.
Um, we're working on Siege right now. What could we possibly be working on right now that is more important than the concerns of the community?
Nothing. Other
That's what I'm
than
saying.
like,
Like,
sure, you have
what,
stuff in like year 12 you want to work on, but like that can wait till
yeah.
year 12.
Like, let's say you have like 12 people working on the new operator. What are the other people doing?
Hmm.
You know,
And so that's what I
what
want to
the
know is like who the fuck is on the balancing team right now, because I feel like even just small things that they could do would go a long way. They're like, oh, the meta is way too like TDM heavy. All right,
yeah.
Malusi now gets an extra Banshee. Capcan gets an extra trap. Goyle gets an extra canister. Fenrir gets an extra
hmm
trap. Like these are all super easy things that they could do that sure might ruin attack or might change the meta a lot, but like you can do that in an instant. And if you don't like
Yeah.
it, then you revert it the next patch.
New sites. I mean, it can't be that hard. Call of Duty has like infinite amounts of sites. You know,
Yeah.
maybe a new ACOG housing, a
And then
new 1.1 time housing.
the issue is also like
And
at the end of the day with this meeting as well, they always like, well, that's where the testing grounds comes in. It's like I don't care about the testing grounds. I want that now, and we've been wanting this for like the
yeah,
last year. So why does it matter that it's coming out
yeah,
next season? I want it now and
yeah,
just
yeah.
do it.
And if let's say it's coming out in year 11, it's not going to be Siege X anymore. It's Siege, just regular Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege
Yeah.
year 11. You know, the Siege X branding is gone. You had the whole year of this fantastic branding. I'm doing air quotes with fantastic, you
Yeah.
know, to make the game really pop. But you know a game is in a solid position when other big streamers are playing it unironically. You know, there are moments where even Tim the Tan Man was playing Siege
Yeah.
like
And they
every
like
day,
they
and I
can
think you can.
capitalize on that if they want, but like they just don't. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
and
it's
you can.
cool."
Even if you look at Steam charts, I think there's like an increase in numbers during the months that he was active. It's one thing to make us happy, but you have to make other people excited about Siege. But no
Mhm.
one else is excited. Like Siege X kind of flopped in terms of
Well,
other
yeah,
people
if we
joining.
look at the player base, since
Yeah,
CJX came out, we've lost almost 50% of the player base.
like everyone came to see what it was about, and then once they realized it was just they
We're
left.
actually worse off now than we were before CJX.
And that's global. That's globally, which
Yeah.
is unfortunate.
It is just Steam, but that does represent the whole picture.
hmm
Yeah, and then it always feels like just saying a lot and I know nothing's going to happen, and then it's like your workshop sounded a lot better because it was just 3 of you guys. Ours was like 20 people, and it's just like there's too many people for that.
Oh, you had 20 people there.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's too
Damn.
many. Like, we need to break this up into smaller groups, maybe. So then that way you can actually. Because, like, so one thing Bungie did when I worked with them for Marathon was that they split everyone into, like, groups of 4 for feedback. And they had, like, 4 devs for every 4 creators.
Yeah, that's how mine was for
Yeah.
Ring. It was
So
like
you
just
have a one on one session where you can freely talk about what you want, say this needs to happen now, and they will actually care about it. Versus like when there's like 25 creators and they're all talking to like 2 devs and they're like, oh, we listen to you and we hear your concerns. Like that doesn't do anything.
hmm I
It's like,
agree.
while I appreciate them wanting to do more, until they actually deliver and bring us something that makes us want to keep playing the game, I just don't see the point in continuing.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yep.
of which, do you want
I
to play
mean,
Siege?
bro, I literally hopped into your chat. I was like, "Oh, this doesn't look good." Then I got up. I mean, I can. I haven't launched I haven't launched TFT
No,
yet.
you should just go have fun.
What's that, right? It doesn't just. I mean, I mean, Battlefield comes out in 2 days or whatever.
Yeah.
So And Coconut messaged me. We're gonna do some customs and try to figure it out.
Yeah, the hide and seek and everything.
I think that's the angle me and Coconut are gonna tackle.
And honestly, I
custom games,
think
yeah.
that's going to be most of Siege content creators. I don't think many of us are going to be playing this game in a few months. And even if I tell them that, and I kind of did tell them that, they're still like, well, we still believe in our product. It's like, cool.
Yeah, I believe in it too. I mean, Siege is not a bad product, but I feel like it's aging really fast. It's getting old really fast.
It's not even like it's been fast. It was literally like 9 months of us being like, hey, we're not getting any content. They're like, don't worry. In Siege X, you'll get all the content.
yeah. This is the year that we're giving you new this, new that. And then that's it. Just those two things.
All right, well, you have fun with TFT. I'm not going to drag you down with me.
Have fun playing this game for another 10 years. All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Bye. And that's all we had to say on this. I know people are probably going to comment still calling me pessimistic, saying that I'll never be happy or whatever, but after like 7 years of working with Ubisoft and giving them feedback, for them to just never implement anything and to always just say, don't worry, things are coming, I am just sick and tired of waiting. And I know there's other content creators who left this call feeling very happy, and I understand it. They're newer creators. They're very hopeful for Siege. They don't have the years of just being ignored by Ubi and never having their input valued. So they're not as jaded as us. But even with all that, I'm still shocked that they came out of this feeling good. I went into the meeting hoping that Ubisoft was going to announce that they were doing a massive mid-season patch in order to help satisfy the community, and instead all we got was them telling us everything that we already knew was coming in Season 4, so basically just a refresher, and then saying, don't worry, we'll deal with more of this stuff in Year 11. Year 11 is too late. I know I said it a million times, we need stuff now. And I'm sorry for complaining so much. I don't know what else to say at this point. It feels like Ubisoft's never going to learn their lesson. Let me know what you guys think.